what's going on, vets? Markel here, back with another video. It's Friday. This is episode number 2 of answering questions. So let's go ahead and get started with the question. So I really only have 2 questions today. And the first question is regarding a spouse or an ex-spouse who was married to someone for 10 years plus, and they wanted to know if they can still get that person's Social Security. Okay, now, this information is easy to look up on Social Security's website, but in a nutshell, yes, you can. But there are a lot of different factors that play into that. So I would tell you, before you run out and apply, especially if you made more money than your spouse did, regardless of male or female, if you made more money than your spouse did, you may want to consult an attorney before you go file off their benefits. Because if you made more money than they did, then that's going to affect them. But say you didn't make more money. I'm just give you a hypothetical. Let's just say you were married for 20 years. And during that 20-year process, he had got hurt maybe 5 years into that 20-year marriage. You stopped working to take care of him. So for the last 20 years prior to your divorce, you had been doing nothing but taking care of him. So you made less money than he made. In that scenario, you go file, it's not going to affect anything. You're just going to get half of what your spouse gets. Regardless if they remarried and you didn't, you're still entitled to half of what they get. So half would be, it's not coming from their half, it doesn't affect their amount at all. Well, let's just say your spouse is getting $2,400 a month. Then you would be entitled to $1,200 of that amount. It does not come out of their $2,400. They still got their $2,400. You would just get a separate check for $1,200. Okay? But you're going to need to prove that you were married a minimum of 10 years or longer. Okay? Now for the second question. Someone wants to know if they have a child with a foreign woman, if the child can receive benefits from Social Security and from VA if they're on the birth certificate. Absolutely. Now, they're not going to receive as much from the VA as they will from Social Security, but to answer that in a nutshell, yes. That's like an old trick that a lot of old vets used to do when they used to go to the Philippines or go to China or whatever. You know, they would go and get a young Filipino girl, get her pregnant, and then they would increase their Social Security amount because they would get half, the child would get half of what they get. So if there was an old vet in the Philippines only getting like $1,500, they have a child, the child would get $750 added on top of the $1,500. So instead of just getting $1,500 a month, they would get $2,250 a month. That's an old trick that they used to do. I'm sure people are still doing that now, but I would say this, especially for you guys out there who are just running to these random countries, getting these girls pregnant, and then just leaving them there. First of all, that child gonna come back, and that child gonna probably do something to you that you probably won't like. But I would also say this, it costs you nothing to put that child on these benefits. The child is the one that's gonna benefit the most from it. It does nothing to you. If you're on Social Security right now, you have a child in another country, and you're back in the States, it does not take away from anything you have to put that child on your Social Security. That child receives half of what you get. So if you're getting $2,000, that child in that foreign country is going to get $1,000 a month. That's what the child would get. And it's not coming out of your pocket at all. But the worst ones are the ones who want to be hood. You know, I'm from the hood, so I didn't file for Social Security. Or I filed, they didn't give it to me, so I left it alone. And now it's too late because you ran out of quarters to file now. So as you struggle and you got to pay that child every month, just remember that hood life kept you from getting that child that extra benefit you should have got. So if you got a child in another country, you're a veteran watching this, it makes no sense why that child's not on your Social Security, why that child's not on your VA, especially if you're receiving both of them. That's on you. And once that child discovers that as they grow up and they get older and they start to understand these things, I know if it was me, I would find you and slap you from one side to the other, just personally speaking. But anyway, guys, hopefully I answered those questions for you. Any other questions you guys have regarding Social Security or VA, please leave comments below. But until then, guys,